drafting under the influence to
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today, gents. My name is Commish, the commissioner of our Drafting Under the Influence League, here for another weekly podcast, giving you your weekly updates. Today we're going to be covering week five of our quickly moving season. Today I am on my own. However, I did send you a link to join me. So if you have time, you want to just pop in, say hello, talk about your shitty team, come on, feel free. You have the link, you have the open door. Come hang out with me. If not, enjoy your time with me. I'll keep it short, keep this brief. Let's keep it moving along. And but I'm going to give you a healthy dose of that's what's up. Okay? Healthy dose of that's what's up. And that's what's up is my team is up. Why? Trades, baby. Trades happened this week. Okay? You want to go over the trades? You want to talk about what happened? Or are you guys still hurt? So, it kicked off with a trade from our resident tinkerer, AJ, trading with our resident beer bitch, Brock Bottom. Let me see if I can show you guys this. Just take a look at this. Let's take a look at this. Right here. So, AJ received Kyle Pitts and Trey Sermon from Richard, and he sent Sam Laporta. So, a very high valued tight end, the number one tight end of last season, obviously off to a slow start. AJ said, I don't want anything to do with him. Give me the other guy that's having a real, if you want to talk about a slow start, you want to talk about he just had 0 points the week before, Kyle Pitts and Trey Sermon, who is, a nobody in the fantasy world. But he got an opportunity to perform due to Jonathan Taylor being out. And, hey, he was serviceable. He hooked up AJ with some points. But that's all temporary, right? He's not the main back. He's not going to take any carries away from Jonathan Taylor. So as soon as he's back, he goes back into nothingdom. Well, anyway, that kicked it off. Definitely made me think that, all right, we're going to make some moves. Let's make some moves. So I followed up. I picked up Travis Etienne from Diego, and I sent him Jameson Williams. Now, I know a lot of you guys think, or a lot of you guys are talking badly about this trade. I frankly find this to be extremely fair trade as far as value is concerned. Current value, if you look at draft capital, of course, it looks weird, right? I just picked up Jameson Williams off the street because Adan dropped him to waivers, and I picked him up. And Diego drafted Travis Etienne in the second round. So draft capital alone, it looks off. But if you look at just value and what they've been producing and what's been happening, it's been pretty fair. Jameson Williams has been on fire. He's been a real good asset there with Detroit. He's had some really good games. He's always breaking a long one. And Travis Etienne has not played up to his draft capital. Last year he had a lot of touchdowns, and he's regressed in that regard. Those touchdowns are what helped him be so good last season, and he's struggling there. And he injured his shoulder. He got an injury shoulder popped in the middle of the game, and they started feeding him less and feeding Tank Bigsby. A lot of people think he's taking over the backfield. I don't think so. That's why I executed the trade on that. And then, however, I did get another opportunity. So then Oscar trades with V. So Oscar gets Cooper Kupp and Dalton Kincaid. So Cooper Kupp on IR, no timetable for him to return, but he should be on his way back soon. And Dalton Kincaid, a guy that was supposed to take over a lot of vacated targets in Buffalo. He was supposed to be one of the top options there and just hasn't been. And so Victor gives up on those two players, and he receives Mike Evans and Pat Freiermuth, both pretty solid fantasy assets. Mike Evans went off, seems to go off every week for 2 touchdowns and 80+ yards. And Freiermuth just sort of, faithful. The tight end premium really, he's perfect for that. Gives you some solid points because of that premium PPR that we have for tight ends. So it's solid. I think pretty solid trade. We'll see when Cooper Kupp comes back if he is, he has the potential to be the number 1 wide receiver in the league when he comes back. But until then, he's IR stash. And Dalton Kincaid, of course, we'll have to see what happens there. Then Richard put some trash on the trade block. Not sure why. He thinks anybody's going to trade J.K. Dobbins for him. A lot of free agency moves. And then this blockbuster trade goes down as I'm walking into Petco Park. Right before I step in, we drop this bombshell. So this is a trade that's been in the works for months, literally months, back and forth every week. It's a couple days of conversations, and then nah, I don't like it. Nah, I don't like it. All right, we'll talk next week. Next week happens. All right, where are we at now? Well, I'm here. I'm there. Nope. Okay, next week. Boom, rinse and repeat, week after week after week, pumping iron, going to the gym, getting them high on fucking pre-workout, trying to everything to convince this guy. Unmovable. It took us months to work this deal out. Finally got it. I think ETN was a big reason why he didn't like any of my running backs coming back to him. So as soon as I picked up ETN, I think that sweetened the deal, and he was and V was open to executing this trade. So DK Metcalf, Bijan Robinson come to my team, and I send over CeeDee Lamb, arguably the best receiver in the NFL in fantasy. Travis Etienne, a great fantasy asset that just is underperforming right now, and Keon Coleman, another guy that has so much potential. He's a rookie. He should be getting better as the season progresses, and there's a lot of opportunities there for Keon Coleman. All right. So while so that wraps up the trades for this week, and I see some action here in the chats. AJ, my phone settings wouldn't let my mic or camera work. All right, sir. So you are the mystery person that joined the stream, but I couldn't. You couldn't talk. Couldn't see you. It just said "tired old man." Didn't even have your name on it. Don't know what that's about, bruh. And then AJ again, Samson targeting the usual suspects, Diego and V. Listen, man, I tried with every single one of you. Let me go down the list. AJ, I talked to you about trading. Tim Ortiz, we had a conversation, but nothing real. Dante, I've traded with him in the past, nothing this year. Oscar, we've talked. Oh, the man himself finally here. All right, you want to say it to my face, sir?
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining me. So
you did help me out a little bit. I was more afraid of Bijan than anybody else, and you gave me ETN, and Tanks Bigsby is taking over that role. So my chances this week are looking up to get back in the win column. So thank you for that one, Samson.
Okay. I mean, I did it for me. I didn't do it for you, but if it helps you out, fair enough. I don't know. If I was you, I would be scared of CeeDee Lamb. He has a potential to throw 30 points on the board like nothing.
mean, obviously this week against the Detroit Lions is going to be a shootout, but I'm not afraid of him. It really doesn't have that much depth in it. Mike Evans was definitely one of the candidates that I'd be afraid of after he got him from Oscar. I thought the week was over, especially with Freiermuth too. But he's going to have Lattimore this weekend.
That's right.
Basically shadowing him. So Lattimore's won the majority of the matchups. So I'm feeling more confident with that one.
That's true. Yeah. Mike Evans has not performed. But right before you joined, I was going down the list of everybody that I've had trade talks with this season. You are there. You're on the list. Team Ortiz, we had a conversation. Nothing with Dante this year. Oscar, I've had a couple of conversations. Che, I think I pinged him about somebody. He's like, no. It's like, okay, shut down. J-Lo, that was the first trade I made this season, was with Jeff. Diego, a couple trades. Adan, I don't think I've pinged him, but I've taken his waiver wire fodder. Danny, haven't traded with him this season, traded him last season. Victor, obviously, yes. Patty, I talked to. Myself, I touch myself all the time. Davo, I had a couple conversations with. And Brock Bottom, same thing. Richard, I was trying to get Pitts or Bowers from him very early in the season. He wouldn't budge. Yeah. He wanted Waddle or some crazy shit. And so we didn't execute on a trade.
I mean, talking trades, I mean, I've been active too. Obviously, you and I kind of went at the chat. I take it as a fun opportunity to just bring everybody else in. But the ones I've had behind closed doors, I've kind of regretted. Oscar is the number one that I regret. He offered me Stephon Diggs early in the season for Eckler, and that was a miss on my part. And then Danny came after Pickens. And he was offering me Deontay Johnson, and that was the week that they switched over to Andy Dalton, and he went off. So it really didn't change any outcomes. You know, I've started off to a good start, a little bit of 4-0 here, but definitely some misses on my part. But
it happens, man.
Good activity going on, man. Some good activity.
Yeah, it's good. Absolutely. That's what. When you have 5 people or 6, however we have, sitting at 2 and 3, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get some panic. You're going to get some action. You're going to get some moves. You know, you said it yourself. You said the reason you were making trades just to get one more win. Like, you're like, if I get one more win, I'm out of beer bitch race, and I'm cool. I'm coasting after that. So, you know, different agendas. Different people have different reasons to make trades. You know, I like to think that, you know, picking up Bijan right now at a lull and at a low point is good, but you don't know what's going to happen. You never know.
I mean, like the highest trade value targets that I have been obviously Lamar and Justin Jefferson. But speaking on to you getting Bijan and V getting Lamb, I mean, I'm going to hate on him a little bit, you know, because he's facing me this week. But when you get somebody that you can root for on your own team, like even if I could get better value and make my team stronger, I'm going to hold on to Justin Jefferson because it just makes my week every week when I get to root for him, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It is fun. It's just not fun when the team or the player is not doing well, you know, and he's not performing. That's when it starts to suck a little bit. But hey, while we have you here, I don't know how much time you have. I'm not going to be around here for too long, but let's get right to our next segment, and it's called Chugs of the Week.
Oh, nice.
Chugs of the Week.
It starts here. Victory Chug, a.k.a. Blake Groupie, screwed me. 0 points, but I was happy to chug that beer, as you can tell by the speed. So Alex, I think he called you out on this. Did he not? Why did he chug this beer? Oh, I think his kicker gave him 0.
Yeah.
And Danny with the pickle beer.
Quick break.
I know, isn't it being cold? Great kind of beer, that the Donna pickle beer, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Cold.
I believe him. That is cold, but this is Danny's first chug. I don't think it's the temperature that's the problem. I think it's his lack of practice.
Here he goes.
The Romeros do love to flip us off when they finish their chug, huh? This is an interesting little tactic. Bottle chug with no tornado.
Yeah, I was expecting this because I've seen you do it so many times. Then
Cheers.
Flip off again.
This is low score, right?
This is low score, yeah. By 3 points. I was almost a low score. I beat him. I was playing against him.
Have to go beer.
Just 3 point difference.
Bro, my team sucked this week, dude. Hop off that.
And then we got a bonus clip today
Okay.
because it made the rounds in the chat.
This is fine. I mean, I don't know if it's anything you want to be iconic for, but you're definitely iconic for these chug moments.
Don't matter. As long as I'm an icon, baby.
Yeah, as much as you want to kick it over to Diego, no, man. You're always going to own quick break. That's yours. Your time.
Fair enough.
Whoa. Whoa.
I thought he was just fucking with us, and then Patty was like, oh, he pulled aside.
That was real. That was very real. Yeah, it was rough. So
let's get these matches. We did trades, right? And then got some matchups for the week, right?
yeah, let's do it. Let me share my screen. So we can go through the matches that we just had. And then where was it? Right there. So our matchups, week 5. So as I mentioned, barely edged out Che. Edged him by 2 points. 2 point something. Yeah, it was looking rough. I mean, I had my kicker going, and he had his tight end. And I saw this dude play like every freaking snap. The backup tight end. He was there for 61% of the snaps. Like, I felt like every time I looked at the Chiefs, this dude was freaking on there, and we lost AJ. But yeah, going into that game, I thought I had it in the bag pretty much because I didn't expect Noah Gray to get a single catch, let alone 2 for 30, and then I expected Group B to give me something. So that was rough. My players definitely did not perform as they have been. And then I had Malik Neighbors out due to concussion. And I might be out one more week without him. So going to have to deal with that. Then we had... oh, this is not the right view. This view right here. They had Team Ortiz going against Dante Sakuride. Team Ortiz was one of 2 teams that were 4-0, dropping to 4-1. 94 points to 126. Andy Dalton 1.74. Jeez, not what you expected from the week before. And what was his other? Oh, Justin Herbert was on a bye week, so very bad showing there for him. Aaron Jones picked up an injury, so he didn't perform. T. Higgins went off, 83 yards, 2 touchdowns. Brandon Ayuk, I think this is his highest point total of the year. Yes, by far. 18.7. Looks like he woke up. Madison keeps sort of giving him decent numbers for the price. Denver Broncos, 17 points versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Going up against Dante, who I believe dropped the Broncos defense prior to that week and picked up a guy that was playing against the Broncos. I can't remember what that was. Maybe I'm misremembering. Anyway, Derrick Henry, 16 points. C.J. Stroud, 16 points. Javonte Williams, 13.6. Probably the highest point total of the year as well. For him, yes, indeed. Jaden Reed, 11. Garrett Wilson, 22. George Kittle, 20. Man, everybody showed up. Will Lutz, 13. Except the Saints defense, 1.65. Not a bad week there. Then we have Danny McConkey Dumora. He went off for 132 versus Sunday Scaries, 92 points. Danny's team had Josh Allen, Rico Dowdle taking over that backfield. Najee Harris alone, no Jalen Warren. Only got 8.7, not what you want. But Thursday Night Football, man, they had a slugfest, and Danny had Drake London going. Adhan had Darnell Mooney going, and they both ended up with 27 points. Unreal. Deontay Johnson back to earth, 4.4. Brenton Strange might be his last week with Evan Engram's coming up, but he's been nice, 12.4. Bigsby, we were just talking about him, 13 carries, 101 yards. He got these carries because ETN was hurt, as we mentioned. Tucker 13, Pittsburgh's defense 975. And Adhan just couldn't get it done. Sam Darnold with 4 points. Charbonnet 5 points. Kyron, nice day, 15 points. Nico Collins exits the game, but not before giving him 15 points. He's on IR now. Trey McBride, solid tight end, 11 points. Keenan Allen, less than 5. Myers, 10. And Colts defense, 0.3. Narrowly avoiding a chug. So, Denny improves to 2-3. Adhan falls to 2-3. Next matchup is J-Lo at 95 versus El Profe at 113. Joe Flacco coming in hot, 26 points for Jeff versus Davo's 12 points for Matt Stafford. Ramondre Stevenson on Davo's side, 17 points. Very nice day. Justice Hill, nothing. Tyreek Hill had a decent day. Zay Flowers, that's nice. 15 points. I bet that's his highest point total of the year. Oh, no, week 2 he had an 18-point game. Cool. Kelsey, 16. Xavier Worthy, 10. Harrison, man, just nothing but Chiefs over here on Tavo's team. And the Bears defense, 14. And on the J-Lo side, we got nothing but Saints. Alvin Kamara, 9-6. Chris Olave, 2 points. Shaheed, 16 points. Ferguson, 13. Wicks, the waiver wire pickup of the week last week. Dud, 2 receptions, 20 yards. Unfortunate. Tyler Bass, 9 points. Patriots, 10. So J-Lo drops to 3-2. Profe improves to 2-3. One of the Beer Bitch watch participants. And then we have Team V-Rod, 98 versus Brock Bottom, 148, exploding to high score from the depths of hell. Beer Bitch Bottom goes off. How did he get it done? Well, Jaden Daniels, 19 points. That's actually pretty pedestrian numbers compared to what he's been doing. He's been scoring 25, 28, 24. So 19 is the second lowest point total of his young career. And solid. Outscores Dak Prescott. DeAndre Swift, 2 straight weeks of nice production. 19 there. James Conner, 13. DJ Moore, 25, 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. Michael Pittman out with a back issue now, but he picked up a touchdown along the way. Brock Bowers, he's been nice, 23 points. Brian Thomas, he's been nice, 20 points. Cairo Santos, 5 points. Jets, 9.8. And V-Rod with Dak Prescott. Bijan Robinson, 9 points, who's no longer on his team. Cam Makers, 11. DK with 5. Josh Downs, 11. Kincaid, 5. Kareem Hunt, 18. Looks like he's the backfield in the Chiefs' kingdom. Washington, D, 14 points. You can drop Zeke, brother. You can drop him. Padivas, 104 versus 100. Guns blazing, goes down. They tie their standings at 2-3. Very close game. Jamar Chase had a monster day, 193 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's good for 36 points. And Tucker Kraft, waiver wire, that should have been the waiver wire pickup of the week of mine. Tucker Kraft went off, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns. Is he the real deal? We'll find out. Stay tuned. James Cook, he picked up an injury, but he got 17 points. And Younghoe Koo, who's been amazing. Clutch 16 points. Packer D, 12 points. Good games. And lastly, we have Beckborough or Steele, 126 points versus Ruthless Toothless, our second and last undefeated team. They fall, take their first loss in the season, go to 4-1. Oscar improves 3-2, with Joey Burrow leading the way, 33 points. Mike Evans, 20 points, and AJ with Lamar Jackson, 32 points for him, and the 15 from Trey Sermon that we talked about. And George Pickens still searching for his first touchdown of the year. Colby Parkinson, tight end for the Rams, and just numbers, just the little numbers here. Good job, Oscar, for picking up Tyrone Tracy, filling in for Devin Singletary. This kid looked crazy. He looked real good. All right, so let's move on to this. And what is this? This is the bottom of the barrel. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams at 2 and 3, and one team at 1 and 4. And AJ says lost service, so that's why he dropped. All good. Well, your name's not on this list, so you got nothing to talk about for now. Brock Bottom sitting at 1 and 4, but as we've talked about, his team is a team. He's got some points on the bench and in his lineup. He just doesn't know how to play it right. And I think he's going to keep fucking it up. I don't think he's got this figured out. And it's helping him by getting rid of some of these guys. But I don't know. Now what do you do? You got Sam Laporta. What, you going to bench him? You going to bench Sam Laporta? Or are you going to play him? All right, you going to bench Brock Bowers? You going to play them both? You got a lot to think about there. So, man, it's a war zone. It's a war zone. Basically, the whole bottom half of the league and one. Anything can happen. All you need is some dubs. Go get your wins, and you'll be all right. I do promise you. Well, how do I get rid of that? It's covering my face. Here we go. So with that said, let's go ahead and look ahead. So I'm going up against J-Lo, 2 and 3 team, myself versus his 3 and 2 team. We'll see what happens. I'm projected to win, but projections are projections. I have a bit of a new team here. Bijan Robinson, DK Metcalf, and Neighbors is still not practicing, so I might have to play somebody else instead of him. Chase Brown on the injury report, along with Bijan. They each have a leg issue, hamstring for Bijan and a quad for Chase Brown. So not looking good, but he's got Kamara, who's also questionable, and Shaheed. I don't know what their status is. So interesting game there. Eyebrows 3 and 2 versus Dante Sakuride 3 and 2. That's a close matchup. 96 points to 100 points projected. Yeah, Derrick Henry fucked me up when I played Dante. So definitely, that's the scariest piece on his team, in my opinion. Then we have Team Ortiz 4 and 1 versus Adan's Sunday Scaries 2 and 3. That should be a good matchup. Daniel Jones, I think, is going to have a good game. He's been quietly number 14 overall QB, and he goes up against the Bengals. So I think he's going to have a good game. So we'll see. He has no choice because he's got Darnold on bye week. So this is the week to play Daniel Jones. We'll see if he produces. Saquon Barkley, monster. We'll see what happens. And then Mooney, McBride. Yep. So Team Ortiz, you got a tough battle here. So we'll see what happens there. Danny versus Brock Bottom. Danny, you need to beat this guy. If you want out of the beer bitch race, if you don't want to have that license plate on your car, your license plate frame in your car again, This is the week that you need to win, buddy. You need to beat Richard. Because if you don't, he improves to 2-4. You drop to 2-4. And he's got you on points. So you need to beat Richard, bro. For real life. Okay? Do your best. Then we got Diego Guns Blazing going up against El Profe. El Profe has barely enough players for a full line. He doesn't even have a full lineup. He's got Tyreek Hill on bye week. So he's got Mostert, Ty Chandler, Xavier Worthy, Travis Kelce, Harrison Butker, and Tyreek Hill all on bye. And he can't even fill out a full lineup. Bye week for Diego. Congrats on the win. Profe is going to drop to 2-4. Guns Blazing going to get to 500 over the season. AJ going up against V-Rod. So we just briefly discussed this matchup. Victor's team is a little different now. He's got Travis Etienne and Joe Mixon, who might be back this week. Looks like he's practicing in limited fashion. And CeeDee Lamb going against the Lions. That's the keys to the matchup there. George Pickens, if he can get a freaking touchdown, he'll be all right. Malik Neighbors, if he's out this week again, Wan'Dale Robinson should have a good game again. So, interesting matchup here. We'll see what happens. And then, lastly, we've got Oscar versus Padivas. Oscar's, they are projected 85 points apiece. Very tight. Burrow versus Cousins. Walker versus Roshan. Tyrone Tracy versus Zach Moss. A.J. Brown coming back in the lineup versus Jamar Chase. Diggs might get some new looks with Nico Collins out versus Amari Cooper. Dalton Kincaid versus Tucker Kraft. Cole Kmet, double tight end in the starting lineup for Oscar versus Jacoby Myers. Siebert versus McPherson. And, Oscar does not have a defense. So he's going to presumably pick somebody up, and his projected total should go higher. Big game for Padivas as well. He's 2-3. Big game. Anybody that's 2-3, you got a big game on your hands. Especially if you're playing another 2-3 folk or a 1-4 folk. So, all right, guys. I think that'll do it. I think that's it, man. Thank you for joining me. AJ. Thank you for coming on the show. Those of you that are watching live and not chiming in, if you're being a ghost in my chats, all good. I do thank you guys for your time. Peace out. Enjoy Thursday Night Football and enjoy Week 6. Let's go, baby.